Greetings and salutations. Top of the morning to you. It's 2 minutes to 10. Hard to believe in just a couple of months it's going to be like 60 degrees, 60 to 70 degrees hotter than that. So when I came out here today to start doing this heater install, and that's where I'm going to put it, I think. And I started by drilling a couple holes, and I go underneath and see where these holes come out, because this will be the intake, this is the exhaust, and the biggest hole saw I have is a 4-inch. So I think the heater's going to be mounted to this, and this is going to be screwed to the floor. Yeah, anyway, I want to keep the hole offset as far as I can to keep it away from the heat side, and I'm only going to drill 2 holes that are slightly larger than this through the floor of the bus. So first thing I need to do is go underneath to make sure I've got room. It means I gotta come out here in this freaking cold ass weather. God, that wind's cold. I think it's warmer in Michigan right now. Where are you? There they are, right there. There's one and there's one. See ya? Okay, perfect. To drill 2 holes through the floor for the intake and exhaust, and another hole probably maybe up here for the wiring to pass through. Okay, I've got all the stuff hooked up, the fuel lines hooked up, intake, exhaust, fuel lines run down through the hole. I'm going to lay this in place, and I'll get the wiring harness out, and I have to drop the lead for the fuel pump down here. I'm not going to tie into the bus's fuel system. I got rid of the inspection panel here in the floor, so if I ever have to service the damn thing, I got to drop the tank. That was brilliant. I had to go back and check, and I think I welded a patch. I think I welded a patch over the hole. If I screwed it on, then I could probably just get some measurements and find it. And I may do that before all is said and done. But for right now, I've got room in my basement. And I'll just take and fasten it. It comes. Fuel tank has got these holes in it. You can drill right through those bosses there. Some self tappers that come with the kit. Just screw that right to the wall, and then it holds 10 liters of fuel, and that should last a pretty good long time. It'll be on the passenger side of the bus, same side as the fuel system, so when I fill up the tank I can just fill that up along with the gas tank for the generator. You know, I'm starting to rethink this heater box altogether. That cleans it up really nice. Anyway, I'm going to I think we're going to go ahead and hook this up to the bus battery, and then instead of the house batteries, there's a junction box right here that I can tie into. I think I'll pull this sticker off because I don't have those things on there. Pull this sticker off eventually, and I think I'll put the controller right there. Drop it. What? What do you want? No, go away. Quit calling me. Fucking spam motherfuckers. This fuel pump feels like it's pretty stout. It's got some weight to it. But there's no arrow to indicate which direction the fuel is supposed to flow. All the videos that I've seen with these types of fuel pumps, the fuel flows in the direction of the connector. So we'll see. And there's a nice rubber mount for it. And the other thing, I don't know if it's as critical, but apparently you're supposed to mount these at a 45-degree angle up. I don't know how critical that is, but we'll find out. There's no fuel port on this fuel tank, so I'm assuming that this is a bulkhead that you gotta somehow mount in here. I don't know how you'd freaking mount this thing in here. So purchasing the heater that had the all aluminum body apparently had a little bit of a trade-off, because I'm missing a bolt to attach this bracket to the muffler. I have an extra nut, but I don't have a bolt, and these aren't the size I'm looking for. 3 of these self-tappers go to the fuel tank. They go through these here from the other side, of course. And these washers back those up. These are for the rubber fuel line to the plastic fuel line. These are hangers for the exhaust pipe. Here's an inline filter, fuel filter. So I'm missing this bolt, and I'm missing another clamp to clamp the muffler onto the exhaust pipe. And I would have preferred to have 2 of these with a T. Some of these heaters have that. They have a T with 2 diffusers. I've seen them too where they have 4 smaller, like 1.5-inch ports, so you can direct them to different areas. But the the best part is, how am I supposed to get this into the bottom of that? So that's going to be a bit of a challenge. So let me throw my jacket on. We'll go down to the basement and see where I can put this, where I want to put it, and see if it'll fit there, and where I need to put the fuel port. Uh-oh. I think it'll work there. Oh, that'll work. Perfect. I'm going to cut a piece of plywood roughly the size of this and screw that piece of plywood to this bulkhead. That way I got something flat to screw this to, and then I'll screw this to the plywood. I might even put a piece of carpet or something underneath this so it doesn't rub a hole in the bottom. The similarities between the different Chinese knockoffs are apparent. They all look about the same. They all marketed the same. They all have similar controls, but your kit may vary. It might have different accessories. It might come with a little more in-depth instructions. Don't count on it. And if you do get instructions, they're going to be written in a prose that is not used in the United States of America or any English-speaking nation for that matter. So, the internet's your friend here. Do your due diligence and your research. I'm just winging it because that's how I roll. So you see this little flat, I don't know if you're going to see this or not on a GoPro. There's a little flat spot here, and there's another flat spot here. So you can orient this in such a way where, you know, if it was oriented this way, your fuel port would be at the bottom to extract as much fuel as possible. But if you needed to go the other way, you still have a fuel port at the bottom. Yeah, so we're going to put it this way. I've marked it with 5/16 drill bit, and I'm going to wreck my gas tank now. Yeah. The point I was trying to make was that you may get a fuel tank that has a bung or a threaded port, or it might even have a fuel nozzle already installed on it. I don't know. All I know is that I have to do this myself. I'm not particularly happy about it. So a 5/16 drill bit, don't forget to put if you got to do this, 5/16 drill bit, drill your hole, double check, make sure, mark, make sure you're drilling in the right one. And then this has to go inside the tank and out the bottom. And then you have a nut, another O-ring, don't forget the O-ring. And this is how I'm going to try to do this. I have this piece of solid copper. Put a little slight bend in that piece of copper so it friction sticks onto the thing. And I'm going to try to fish this bad boy. It's going to be close. Alright, so I had a little hole in the bulkhead I needed to patch. So I just did that. Let me show you. Yeah. I riveted this sheet metal patch in there. There's a big rust hole right there. So that's in. And then the piece of plywood's going to go over top of that, and that's going to get bolted on. And then the fuel tank is going to get mounted to that piece of plywood. Well, I went to my plywood hoard and I found a piece that was not quite 15 by 20. I think it was 19 by 14 and a half or something like that. And I got this speaker cabinet carpet from when what did I originally use this for? Oh, my gun cabinet. And never did do my speaker cabinet. But I cut a piece of that, and I've got some Super 77 sprayed on there, and I'm going to make me a carpeted panel to bolt my fuel tank to. like that. So this will get screwed to the wood. The wood will be bolted to the bulkhead.
Moments later.
Can you tell I was underneath the bus? Well, oh, excuse me. But I got a lot more done than I thought I was going to get done. I got the fuel line ran. I've got the fuel pump installed. I've got the wiring to the fuel pump installed. All I need to do is hook up the power and ground to the heater, the main power, and the ground to the heater, and plug in the controller. Get my fuel tank mounted, and I even had time to bolt down my LP tank holder thingy. Haven't done anything with this yet. But well, it's 2:30. I got about an hour to do some painting, so I'm going to do that while it's nice and balmy inside here. And tomorrow I'll go get some diesel fuel, fill up that tank, purge the line, and see if I can't get this freaking heater to start up. Just see how good it really is, and then we'll go from there. That's a lot of gray. This definitely is going to be backsplash tile. I was thinking about doing this all the way up to the ceiling, but maybe I ought to paint the ceilings white. What do you think? And if white seems like a good idea, should I do eggshell, like flat, semi-gloss, gloss. I have some gloss. I have a quart of gloss. Give me some ideas, people. I'm not an interior decorator. I'm just a stupid carpenter. Anyway, that little freaking Chinese heater's installed. It's about ready to go. I was thinking of sticking that right about there. So that's all I got for today. It's the end of the video. So if you haven't done so yet, click the sub button and the little bell icon that's right next to it so YouTube will let you know the next time I upload a video. If you like this video, smash that like button and share it with your vast social media network. That helps the channel a lot. Check the description for products that I use in these projects and the gear that I use to make the videos. And if you're inclined to buy any of those things, the channel can earn a little bit of a commission. That's one way you can support this channel financially. It's just pennies, but every penny counts. And if you're not going to buy anything that's in the links, but you're going to shop on Amazon anyway, could you do me a huge and just go through one of those links to get whatever it is you do want? Thank you in advance. You can afford to do that. And if you can't, well, then we probably cousins. So until next time, you have fun, stay safe, shoot straight, keep powder dry. Have a splendid day. Thanks so much for watching, and I'll see you next time. Bye.